Today, even as we undertake the task of defending our communities from outside harm, the task of both immediately and sustainably addressing the continued abuses against Black bodies, we are at the same time calling on Black America to undertake the internal healing work of connecting faith and justice. With the legacy of deep connections between Black movements and the Black church, we ask, what ground can faith stand on in the absence of justice? And what vision of justice can be realized without a foundation forged in faith? Black Lives Matter means that while we have the courageous audacity to demand all types of freedom, we know that the power we need is between us, that all forms of Black lives must be centered and nourished to the point of fullest potential. So as we wrestle with continued efforts to colonize our minds, and with a legacy of structures meant to restrict and abuse our bodies, we understand how the urgency for freedom means that we address the souls of Black folk. When Jesus rose from the grave, after a life under the structural inequity of Roman oppression, after a long night of bodily torture, extended across a crucifix that symbolized the corrupted power of a blinded empire, he showed himself to his disciples. I imagine the power it took to raise him was powerful enough to heal his scars. But he rose with every hole, every wound, every scar that tried to keep him down, as if to invite us to know that even our wounds have no power in the face of injustice. Don't get it twisted. This here moment that we are molding into a movement, this here rage and passion and protest, these questions filling the eyes of our children, this body on the ground, 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 this body, this asphyxiation with aims to stifle the breath out of a diaspora, this propaganda plastered across your plasma screens, this real, visceral, tangible, toxic pain that haunts America like a phantom limb, this sad, sad 21st century moment where we actually have to articulate the fact that Black lives matter. It's a necessary component in the formula of our victory, like the key ingredient for any recipe. Greatness is impossible without the potency of struggle. And so we take this moment to acknowledge the hurt of Black pain in the face of heinous ideologies that undergird the very fabric of our nation. We take it with the acknowledgement that the trials of our people have always been for just a moment before we raise up in our movement towards justice.